In the heart of Africa, a nation took flight. Zambia's skies, once quiet, became the gateway to its future. From humble beginnings, these airports have stood as pillars of progress, shaping the very soul of our land. The story of Zambia's aviation is more than metal and runways. It is the story of visionaries.
At Zambia Airports Corporation Limited, our focus remains reinvestment into both infrastructure and technology.
And the fact that we are turning 35 years old is a testament to how far we have come.
ZAG has impacted the traveling community.
We've even seen an increase in the traffic numbers simply because we have enlarged our capacity as a state.
With that, we firmly believe that we will not only become the preferred hub for the region, but for Africa as a whole.
My first experience with airports and aircraft in Zambia was when I was about 5 years old.
My first experience actually was when I was about 2 years old.
And I recall going there with my family because we were going on vacation, so we flew into Ndola.
I got to be on an aircraft for the first time, and it was quite a mesmerizing experience for me because the captain on that flight happened to be a very close uncle of mine.
My uncle was a pilot, and my dad used to bring me once in a while by the terrace to watch planes land and take off.
I remember really liking the taking off, the cruising altitude and the landing.
Sitting there, seeing the aircraft taxi, until finally you're thrown back into your seat because the aircraft starts to accelerate down the runway to the point where we actually take off. The ground becomes smaller and smaller and you soar into the crowd. That was definitely one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had, and I still recall it up to this day.
So that was quite exciting for me.
So I think I can say my affinity with aviation began on that day in 1992.
Behind every great journey, there are dreamers, visionaries who dare to build something that will outlast them. Zambia's aviation pioneers laid the groundwork for a future filled with milestones.
35 years ago, in 1989, National Airports Corporation Limited was constituted as a company under the Companies Act.
So government, with the help of the International Civil Aviation Organization, came up with this setup.
And its mandate was to provide airport and air navigation services.
The dream then, as now, were the same, to be a leading provider of quality airports and air navigation services.
I think one of the things that was a significant challenge is how to fund this progression that was aimed at improving our infrastructure so as to continue to engender safety and security in our aviation operations, and obviously to give the traveling public better comfort, a better journey, passenger satisfaction as passengers engaged with the aviation sector. Prior to that, the airports in Zambia, which included the airports that Zambia Airports run, were run under the Department of Civil Aviation.
So it was a government department which used to run them.
And there needed to be a segregation of function between the airport operator and the regulator.
In 2012, we saw the government, passing laws to establish an independent and autonomous regulator, which we now call Zambia Civil Aviation Authority.
The structure is such that there is what we call the International Civil Aviation Organization, which is a UN body that is in charge of all aviation activities. So the International Civil Aviation Organization entered into what is called the Chicago Convention, where different states signed the Chicago Convention in 1944. So every country or every state needs to have what is called the Civil Aviation Authority. So our role basically is to take the standards which the International Civil Aviation Organization promulgates, and we ensure that we roll them out to the various industries. So basically our role is to be the regulator of all aviation activities in Zambia.
Historical moments for me personally, one of the greatest things that I actually had to experience was the papal visit in Zambia. I think that was 88 or 89. I had the privilege of actually standing on the apron and seeing something that had not happened in many other countries in Africa, and that is the arrival of the Concorde. And that showcased the ability of our airport, and seeing the Concorde land, this marvel of aviation. And we've also seen aircraft such as the Airbus A330 landing at Livingston, and we've also seen other aircraft landing at Ndola. So already that goes to show you that these are pivotal moments that have actually helped this country grow in aviation. And for me, that's a great take that we have, showing us that something good is definitely happening.
And then you also have other developments that have happened, like in Livingston. I think that was the first development during my time in the industry, which has helped to, again, provide a positive image of our country to visiting tourists.
A pivotal moment in Zambian aviation history for me was the announcement of the construction of the new terminal at KKIA.
I do recall being present when our late president, Mr. Michael Sata, did the groundbreaking ceremony at KKIA. I think this was a pivotal moment.
And it is an award-winning airport, and that shows that all the effort, all the planning, all the thoughts that went into its construction was absolutely worth it.
And when we look at some of our accolades that we've been able to achieve, we've won Best Airport in Africa for Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and that one was special to me personally because I was able to collect that award on behalf of the corporation. We've also won safety awards, and the ACI Environment and Sustainable Development Award was bestowed to Kenneth Kaunda International Airport in Lusaka. That was bestowed in 2023. Harry Mwanga Kumbula International Airport was voted Best Airport in Africa, and that's between 10,000 and 20,000 air traffic management. The award was bestowed by ACI Africa in 2018. So it's been great to be recognized by our industry, by our peers, and beyond.
ZAC has achieved a number of milestones. One of the milestones being that ZAC is one of the few government entities that is able to give a dividend to government. So it has just been able to make its own money and also be able to pay all the government obligations through taxes.
ZAC's most significant milestone would have to be the modernization of the international airports. The 4 international airports are Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, Simon Mwanza International Airport, Mfue International Airport, and Harry Mwanga Kumbula International Airport. The modernization of these airports was aimed at improving the passenger experience, passengers that are coming through our airports that are relying on us to provide them a good service. And this is what we did it for, that very passenger.
I believe we've seen a lot more collaboration and partnerships amongst the stakeholders in aviation that have improved the connectivity within the region, and the adoption of more fuel-efficient aircrafts that focuses on the environmental impact.
I've seen major changes. We used to provide what we call procedural air traffic control. You know, we transitioned from procedural to radar control. That was a massive change in the country.
Over the past 35 years, the significant milestones really have been around ensuring that our infrastructure met the requirements of our oversight organizations, which are also global in nature.
The airport infrastructure changes that have taken place have actually been a joy for me to see. If I remember the way the old terminal was at Lusaka International Airport, where you had both the international side and the domestic side, but now we've seen the development of the new KKIA terminal. If we look at how big it is, how beautiful it looks right now, even as you get to land at the airport, it brings something new, even as visitors come in. Look at the jet bridges, something that we never had. You only got to see it outside the country. Now you do not have to walk onto the apron itself, that is for international travels. Depending on the aircraft type, you just walk through the jet bridges after you've done your checking in, and you walk through that. That's something that we've never had in Zambia.
Lusaka, which is now Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, it only used to have a capacity of 2 million passengers per annum, per year. But now it has been upgraded to 6 million passengers per annum.
We've even seen an increase in the traffic numbers simply because we have enlarged our capacity as a state to handle more people, and that to me is a wonderful story that I really enjoy telling even as I interact with my various stakeholders.
If we look at Harry Mwanga Kumbula International Airport in Livingston, there's a Terminal 2, there's a new terminal. Well, it's not new anymore, but it was built in 2013 and commissioned in 2016. And Kenneth Kaunda International Airport has had a massive expansion project. So it's seen a new terminal, a new cargo facility.
And then also a new control tower, a new crash aid wing, a new fire and rescue station.
We have a similar development in the Copper Belt. In my opinion, one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful airport in Zambia. Completely greenfield site.
So greenfield basically means it's a brand new airport. There was bare land beforehand. We are also upgrading our provincial aerodromes as well around the country. Kasama has been commissioned. It was commissioned in 2023. Mansa is in the process of being upgraded, as is Solwezi, and so many others as well.
Today, Zambia's airports stand as monuments of progress, bustling terminals, state-of-the-art infrastructure, and the heartbeat of innovation pulsing through every runway.
Being a passenger or customer-facing organization, some of the things that we have tried to do have been around enhancing our passenger experience.
ZAC is committed to providing excellent customer service, and in so doing, ZAC has continued to invest in its employees by ensuring that they get adequate training. This helps us to keep pace with the changes in the environment.
There have been a lot of significant changes in terms of aviation customer service. In the past few years, baggage handling has greatly improved because when someone has a bag missing or they've arrived and their bag is not with them, you're able to check in real time where the bag is, and they can be advised how soon the bag will arrive, and they'll be contacted when they can come and collect it. Also, in terms of communication, we have Wi-Fi in all our major airports, so our clients, both flyers and non-flyers, are able to communicate with loved ones or people they're picking up or sending off. We also have a 24-hour customer service phone, so it becomes easier to connect with our passengers, because in the past people would have questions, but even through our social media pages, people are able to connect on a much more broader perspective. We also have self-check-in kiosks, which is a technology that allows passengers to be able to check in by themselves. So if you feel you're one of those people that doesn't like waiting in a queue, you can use a self-check-in kiosk.
In this segment, we explore how and why collaboration is integral to shaping aviation in Zambia today.
We have key stakeholders that we partner with on a daily basis from an operational perspective, from a security perspective, and beyond.
The Civil Aviation Authority and Zambia Airports works very closely. What I mean is that literally everything that is done at Zambia Airports, the Civil Aviation Authority ensures that we regulate every aspect. Our inspectorate team basically has to ensure that whatever Zambia Airports Corporation does is in conformity with the international standards and recommended practices which we oversee.
In terms of the relationship with ZAC and ProFlight, collaboration is key. I think any industry requires a high level of collaboration. And ProFlight has collaborated with ZAC on a number of important projects, primarily the passenger experience when it comes to the use of the infrastructure. And it's important to note that ZAC have a deliberate but robust stakeholder engagement policy in place, which helps different players in the industry to provide positive input to improve the industry.
Zambia Airports Corporation has played a vital role to the growth of our organization. They've created pathways for the young people by providing internship, job opportunities. As we know, 60% of Africa's population is under 25, and it's our responsibility to encourage these young people to take up aviation as a career.
The relationship between ZASTI and ZAC is very collaborative. We work together. ZAC is our main client, so to say, because they take most of our students. It's a client that really benefits from us. And at the same time, we actually get a lot of feedback from ZAC in terms of what they expect us as ZASTI in terms of training provision.
So the relationship that NAC 2000 has with Zambia Airports Corporation Limited is, I would say, a very symbiotic one. We complement and support one another in different areas of airport activities. I believe it's a very collaborative and positive relationship that we have, and we have grown together in different aspects of ground handling and airport operations.
ProFlight has experienced exponential growth in the last couple of years, and it's primarily been in three distinct areas. Firstly, the growth of the fleet, but also important, during 2023, ProFlight managed to fly 279,000 passengers. So this was the first time that ProFlight was able to exceed the 200,000 passenger mark. And most important, the third area, the route network. So ProFlight has been able to strengthen the route network on a domestic front and also on a regional front. And ProFlight is servicing three major cities in South Africa, being Johannesburg, Durban, and Cape Town.
About 10 years ago, NAC 2000 embarked on a warehouse infrastructure project at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. This has allowed the company to grow and provide facilities that enable different kinds of cargo to be processed within the warehouse, like cold storage and dangerous goods and various other kinds of cargo. So that, for us, was a significant investment and a significant partnership to contribute to the developments that Zambia Airports has also made.
One of the projects that I'm proud of and that has contributed to the aviation sector is me opening up an aviation college. We started from 0 students, and now we have over 1,000 students that have graduated, 80% being female, and just seeing these students working for different airports, different airlines, and seeing others opening up their own travel agency, I think that's something that I'm proud of.
ZASTI has been in existence from 1969. And over time, it has provided a lot of personnel in the aviation sector, starting from pilots, engineers, the traffic controllers. We have been the training institution of choice because some of the products that we have are actually working in a lot of these countries, the Middle East, the Cape Verde, and that makes me very proud to see that our products are actually working all over the world.
The story of Zambia's airports is not just about flights and runways, it's about people.
One of the key partnerships that Zambia Airports Corporation Limited has formed with another company has been the partnership we have with Habitat for Humanity Zambia. This partnership is in relation to corporate social responsibility and enables us to provide clean water and housing to communities within the areas that we operate. And we focus more on orphans or schools, kids being educated in areas near our airports. And we want to provide them with clean water, clean drinking water. And of course, there's a domino effect where the entire community gets to benefit from that as well. So that's one of the key partnerships that we have had over the years. Of course, there are others, but that one has been very long-standing and is key to our relationships with the communities.
ZAC's contribution to the communities in which we work goes beyond transportation. By providing connectivity, we've been able to improve trading in and out of these areas, we've been able to boost the economy, and we've been able to provide employment to the communities in which we live in. We value the relationships that we've built with these communities, and so we continue to engage them to ensure that they get the best out of our infrastructure while we grow as an aviation industry in Zambia.
Zambia Airports has impacted a lot of communities because I'm aware that they undertake a number of CSR initiatives. Among some of them which come to mind is the Kumbulo Kakwafana, which we also worked very closely with them. In that initiative, we were able to collaborate as the aviation industry to fly over 500 children, very young children. I think those children were between 6 and 12 years old. And we ensured that we brought the aviation community together. Most of the kids that flew were actually flying for the very first time, because you might be interested to know that most people consider aviation to be for the elite. But the whole idea of the Kumbulo Kakwafana was we should bring aviation closer to the community and give these people an opportunity to fly for the very first time. The children that flew, we are very grateful to be given that opportunity.
As we look to the future, Zambia's aviation story is far from over. New visions are taking shape. Plans for futuristic designs, advanced technologies, and sustainable growth reveal a bold vision. One where our airports will continue to evolve, paving the way for the next generation of travelers and dreamers.
As Zambia Airports Corporation Limited, our focus remains reinvestment into both infrastructure and technology. Both of these aspects strongly speak into customer experience for our passengers that are coming through our various airports within the country. With that, we firmly believe that we will not only become the preferred hub for the region, but for Africa as a whole.
Looking to the future, I think as the economy grows and we build more and more demand and critical mass, Zambia will be able to attain its objective of becoming a hub in the region.
What I would like to see is Zambia adopt the hub and spoke model, where we get regional airlines like Air Namibia come and connect in Zambia with the bigger airlines like Qatar, Emirates, British Airways. Such an arrangement would boost the economy, boost the tourism sector, because we have more traffic in the airport and more people in our country.
I hope to see a more connected Africa. I hope to see more collaborations with airlines that will improve and make the connections within our region and beyond more efficient.
There are so many opportunities for growth and development in the Zambian aviation industry, and the fact that we are turning 35 years old is a testament to how far we have come.
Technology plays a critical role in giving a customer seamless experience to our airports. What we see for the future is that AI will become critical in how we do business, in making sure that our passengers can have an enjoyable and excellent experience to our airports. So these are areas that we'll continue to invest in as Zambia Airports, because this is what will give us a competitive edge.
35 years is a significant milestone for ZAC. As an industry, we fully support you and we look forward to the continued growth and significant changes.
Happy birthday, ZACL. Here's to the future.
Well done, and congratulations to Zambia Airports Corporation.
I would like to wish all the employees who have worked so hard over the years in serving the company. All the best.
To our employees, partners and stakeholders, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to you all. Your commitment and dedication has led us to a point where we have grown quite significantly. We continue to provide excellent customer service because of your partnership.
Continue with the standard of the services being provided. Many more happy returns. Let's see what will happen in the next 35 years.
We definitely wish you the very best in the next 35 years, not only that, for the next years to come.